I'm Ken.
I'm Ken.
You're muted.
Alan, you're muted.
You're muted, Ken.
What the hell?
Oh yeah,
No,
I
he's
forgot,
out.
I forgot about Alan.
I'm Al.
I forgot
I'm
about
Alan,
Alan.
Ken's pal.
Ah.
See, everybody forgets about Alan. So that's good, everybody.
I'm a
We
fat
are doing a
motherfucker.
Barbie review. Alan. I'm just Alan. No worries.
No.
And I'm a fat motherfucker.
So
I'm fat
So
Barbie.
Ken is black. So Ken is black is going to start his review. Jay.
Okay. So as any movie lover, I partook in Barbenheimer on the legendary weekend of the 21st of July, and I saw Barbie first, and I saw Oppenheimer second. And anybody who wanted to know, because I wasn't here in the last stream, I loved Barbenheimer. I gave that a 10, but I'm not here for Barbenheimer. I'm here for Barbie. Barbie, I liked it. I thought Margot Robbie was like really good in the role. I think she's great in everything. I think she really is talented as an actress, and it's really great to see her in like more roles as like the years go by, from Harley Quinn to Barbie to to that Tanya ice skating movie. She's a very talented actress. Ryan Gosling, I think he steals the show as Ken. Simu Liu, I loved it every second that he was in. Michael Cera was hilarious. I think everybody honestly was in the movie. In this movie was hilarious. The comedy was pretty funny. Now there were some jokes that fell flat for me. I'm not gonna lie. That Zack Snyder Justice League joke was very, very corny. I thought that was corny. It's like, really? Did you have to put that in there? Now let me get this out of the way. The feminist stuff in this movie, I actually really liked. Unlike other movies where they try to push it down our throats and they do it in a terrible way, I think this movie does a really good job with this message. I think, now granted, I think they do a lot of telling instead of showing, but I think this movie does a really good job of like how women are portrayed in like our society, and how society has makes them like shift women into acting a particular way, and they're kind of restricted in this like bubble. And I honestly like how they portray that, and I think it's really great messaging, and I really enjoyed it. Now the only negative about it is the fact that I think they really could have done a lot of like showing instead of telling with the dialogues. I feel like the dialogue every like 10 minutes just tells us what's going on instead of showing us. And I think and that's just a problem with Hollywood. I think Hollywood does a lot of telling instead of showing. I think the old phrase "show don't tell." You got to show. You need to show things. You can't keep telling us, or else we're gonna get tired of hearing it every 10 seconds. But nonetheless, I loved the theme and the messaging of the movie. I loved that part. That stuff I have no issue with. The things that I have an issue with are things you probably wouldn't guess. I just found the whole plot confusing. Besides Barbie wanting to be a real person and like the humans and like that part I understood. It's just the Barbie land and the like. Now granted, I was told that this was like the Truman Show, so I've never seen the Truman Show, so that made it even more confusing. I've never seen a Truman Show, like, sue me. I just found kind of the plot a bit confusing with how is Barbie, acting a particular way in Barbie land because of a human control. I just found that confusing. I kind of felt like they were ripping off the Lego movie a bit. That's how I thought of it. I kind of thought they were ripping off a bit of the Lego movie. And by the way, if I had a nickel for every time Will Ferrell was playing an evil corporate guy in a made-up world, in a make-believe world, in a real world, I would have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. I mean, it's weird that it happened twice, and also both movies were made by WB, so that's even more of a double whammy. But I mean, yeah, I liked it. It wasn't the greatest movie I've ever seen, but it was definitely a solid one. I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10 because. I mean, not bad. It wasn't bad. I liked it. I actually liked it, but it just wasn't the greatest thing I've ever seen. But, It's not for everybody.
That's true. It's not for everybody.
Yeah. But remember, I'm Ken and I'm black. I'm the black Ken. I'm black Ken. I'm black.
Wait for my
And
review.
I'm Ken and I'm bald.
And I'm Ken. And I'm Ken, and I love anime.
yeah.
But yeah, second Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Screw you, Warner Brothers. Screw you.
I just said it better myself.
But like the Barbies and the Kens in the Barbie world, I have to transition into the real world because duty calls for some human things. So I will catch everyone later.
All right.
As always,
Peace out,
Disney.
Peace out, Jay.
Fuck you.
Take it easy.
Toy Story, fuck you. She-Hulk, fuck you. And Warner Brothers, fuck you. I bet you regret Nolan leaving your company, do you? Yeah.
Oh, they bet.
Yeah. You bet you must. Yeah. That's all I gotta say. But everybody, goodbye.
Bye, Jay.
Peace. I know he's gone. So this film, to me, would not have been really successful without Greta Gerwig, because once again she continues to make her case as being another great director, like the likes of Christopher Nolan, Ryan Coogler, Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, and so many other great directors out there. If you haven't seen any of her previous movies like Lady Bird, Little Woman, highly recommend to check those movies out. They're all great films, and Barbie is another one of those movies that she just keeps coming out with another big hit, another big successful movie. She found a really good formula to really subvert expectations with Barbie. She basically humanized Barbie, made her more problematic, and just found some comedy where she can lightly throw in things like feminism, stereotypes, patriarchy, and a variety of other different things that, hey, can you guys hear me okay? All right, cool. I don't know if I had issues or not. But I also like the fact that this made her very problematic, and they also acknowledge the fact that kids who grew up with Barbie, not all of them play Barbie dolls for different reasons. As expected, I thought Margot Robbie was meant to play Barbie. She did a good job playing her role as Barbie. I mean, you can't go wrong with Margot Robbie. She was literally perfect to play the stereotypical plastic Barbie doll that people are familiar with. I thought Ryan Gosling, Kate McKinnon, America Ferrera, and Will Ferrell all did a fantastic job and stole the movie with their entertaining comedic performances. Ryan Gosling, in my opinion, was a standout. He, to me, this is one of his best performances he's done, probably since La La Land, or probably since La La Land. I don't think it's as good as his performance in Drive, but it's still a classic Ryan Gosling performance. Greta Gerwig showcased a lot of Easter eggs. It feels like most all the Easter eggs were earned and not just thrown in there, like other previous movies with a lot of, generational type kind of like things like Super Mario and that kind of stuff. Overall, this movie, it does live up to being a summer blockbuster. Greta Gerwig, Margot Robbie, they all did a phenomenal job with this movie. It is a summer blockbuster movie that most people do not realize they needed to go watch in theaters, as Greta brings a great balance of, bringing older audiences, teenage audience, really making you think that you're going in there for a kids movie, but really it's more for the adults. And it was a phenomenal movie. For my score, I give this an 8.5 out of 10. And go see this in the theaters. Go support the movie theaters because it's worth watching in theaters.
All right. So, my turn, huh? Okay. Could you take off the your score?
Nope. Do that right now.
Okay.
I'm like 2 seconds behind.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Behind.
That's fine.
It's like a YouTube thing.
I understand. I get you. All right. So, yes, as a 34-year-old man going to this movie wearing a Hell of a Lot shirt. I don't know if anyone else knows what that is except for me, but this is a movie I will say that when I first heard about it, I honestly thought, yeah, this is not going to work at first. But then I saw the trailer and I just realized just how hilarious it was. Not to mention, I went to go see this with my girlfriend Friday night. I went to go see it the night before I went to go see Oppenheimer. And I know she really wanted to see it. It looked like just a satire of the Barbie dolls, and it seemed like it was the only way for this movie to go while still appealing to a wider audience. And after seeing it, I think the crew pulled this movie off very well. This movie I don't think would have worked without like Greta Gerwig or any of the other people behind the scenes working with it. It has a few problems here and there, but I think for the most part, I think that this movie works out very well. Let me go ahead and just address the obvious elephant in the room. The film does try to talk about topics like feminism, patriarchy, and all. The trailers did show this, and as much as those, I'm kind of tired of those kinds of movies being shoved down our throats and all. I think it works very well here, especially seeing how this movie was more comparing how Barbie was from when it originally came out in the late 50s. Yeah. Where was I? Oh, yeah. I think it does do well where it discusses like how comparing Barbie, how it was back then to how it is now. And I also like how it has the different perceptions of Barbie, like in a positive light, where it's especially for the time it came out, and also how it's seen like in a negative light. Like it shows that in the 50s, like women can do anything. Like you shouldn't let your sex judge the kind of person you want to be. But I also like how it also discusses like how Barbie dolls can be seen like in a unrealistic interpretation of like the stereotypical woman kind of thing. And I do like how the message at the end pretty much does tell about how the people that grew up playing with Barbies, what it actually shapes them to be the person that they are. But aside from those things, there are also many other things that work for me. The acting is solid. Margot Robbie does a really good job as Barbie. Same goes for Ryan Gosling as Ken, and she and both of them have wonderful chemistry together. Most of the humor is very hilarious. I mean, yeah, there's probably a few jokes that didn't land for me, but a lot of the jokes it really did work very well for me. I get that there's also the movie is rated PG-13 and there are some more adult jokes in there, but this was more meant for a movie that grew up with Barbie rather than kids of today kind of thing. The pacing worked very well. Not once was I bored with it. And I just like how this movie wasn't trying to take itself, like it wasn't taking itself so seriously. This is clearly a satire of the craze. Now, if I have any issues with it, as I said, maybe a few jokes didn't land for me, and I also felt like some characters felt kind of like pushed off to the side. Like Will Ferrell's character, he's pretty much chasing them throughout the second act, and then by the third act, he's forgotten about until the very end, and it just seemed like they could have. They just felt like some of these characters felt a little more underutilized, but I mean, they weren't. But overall, I mean, despite these flaws, I still had a really good time watching this movie. I mean, this is one this is probably one you might be able to, if you grew up with Barbie. I think this is one that you ought to check out. Maybe if there's maybe you have like older kids or something, maybe you can take them to see this. And I just had a really fun time watching it, and my score is a 8 out of 10.
All right, so again, you guys can hear me just fine. Like I'm not like cutting in and out or anything.
You're fine, man.
All right, so because I got a new microphone, and I listened back to the Oppenheimer review, and I sounded like Bane, and I was like, so I did not write a review down. Writer's block kicked my ass today, so I'm just gonna wing it. When this movie was first announced, I read the premise. I groaned, like, really, this is gonna be a movie. But then the trailers came out, and I was actually interested. Like the trailers actually they were super entertaining. They're really funny, and I was open to giving this movie a chance. And I saw it Saturday afternoon in a nearly sold out theater. Like seriously, Oppenheimer. I saw Oppenheimer and this in like packed houses. Like it was nuts. After seeing it, I'm glad I was proven wrong about this movie. I had a great time with this movie. The acting from everybody is solid, especially Margot Robbie as stereotypical Barbie, and Ryan Gosling as Ken. Like they were super entertaining. They had great chemistry with each other. I really like their arcs. All the actors do a great job as well. Helen Mirren especially was hilarious as the narrator, and Kate McKinnon was funny as a weird Barbie. A lot of the jokes from me were like this movie had no right to be this funny. Like I was laughing so hard at a good majority of these jokes. Like when the narrator stops and says, well, you see, Margot Robbie is too beautiful to play Barbie. So this doesn't work. Or or like the opening like montage song of when and then it just gets darker like by the second time, and Barbie just saying with a straight face, so do you think about death? Like that was great. Like the movie it's very smart with its themes and its commentary. I liked how this movie touches on points of like your self-worth, what Barbie meant to people. I thought that was very clever on the movie's part. How even it's weird, even a Barbie movie touches themes about death. Like who would have thought that would happen? The set design looks fantastic. This movie looks great. I especially love the montage of them going into the real world. Like you see all the different sites, like the snow and fields, the cabin, them flying on the rocket, and that is actually how they had to get in and out of the real world. And Will Ferrell and his guys are doing it too. Like that was hilarious. Score is very good. I loved the fourth wall jokes, because with fourth wall humor, it can either be really annoying or really funny. With here, it works. And if I had any issues with the movie, I would agree with Jay that this movie does a lot of telling and not showing. And while I do appreciate this movie is making fun of preachy agenda movies, some of the lines in the commentary are a little too like nudge on the nose and like not really subtle. And there were some characters I thought were a little pointless. Like Will Ferrell's character. I mean, yeah, he was really funny, but do you really need him? And I can especially say this about the mother and the daughter. I felt these two were extremely pointless to the story. And not only that, I found the daughter to be very, very annoying. I mean, yes, I know she's a middle schooler, but I found her to be very unlikable, very annoying, and she doesn't really go and her character growth is way too sudden. Like at first she's like, I don't like you, mom. I don't like Barbie's mom. And then all of a sudden she's like,
Welcome to middle schoolers, Devin.
yes, I know.
That's literally how they do. They change on a dime.
Yeah, and then she's like, there's a bit of Barbie inside all of us. But overall, I enjoyed the movie a lot. I can't say it's great because between like the Barbenheimer trend, obviously Oppenheimer is the superior film. But this trend, it gave me a fun movie, and as excellent as Barbenheimer is, I'm glad I got a little bit more fun with this one. I would recommend this. I would recommend you go check this out in theaters. I mean, the showings have been sold out. So I'd say it's totally worth it. I don't know about bringing a kid because there are a lot of adult jokes in this movie they probably wouldn't get. I was like, seriously, I was not expecting a Barbie movie to make jokes about vaginas. Like, oh, what are you here for? Here for my gynecology appointment. Oh, that was another bit. Like, I was in tears when I heard that. But yeah, a super fun time. Go check it out. I'd give it a 7 out of 10, a high 7.
And then there was one. They really didn't have to go this hard for a Barbie movie, but they did, and I'm glad they did. I knew this movie would be funny and satirical. That was pretty obvious for a long time. When the first came out that they were making such a movie, I'm like, well, I mean, okay. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, she's only the best-selling toy of all time, and it certainly made sense that Margot Robbie would be cast as Barbie. I mean, let's face it, she looks like Barbie. She looks pretty damn perfect. But I figured it would be something I probably wouldn't be interested in. But after a couple of the trailers, it was pretty obvious that this movie would be pretty funny and satirical, with plenty of smart meta commentary in the ways Barbie has been viewed over the years. I knew Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling would nail it as Barbie and Ken, respectively. I knew it would explore feminism and patriarchy and do a good job doing it because Greta Gerwig is a hell of a director. What I didn't expect was for the film to lean so hard into an existential crisis for both Barbie and Ken. Their character arcs showed growth, giving much welcome depth to a film that could easily have gotten by on humor alone. The film opens with a brilliant take on the legendary opening of 2001: A Space Odyssey, showing little girls playing with baby dolls as a narrator. Helen Mirren recounts how this was the only real option available to them in these primitive times, until a towering Margot Robbie, dressed and posed in the famous swimsuit and hairdo of the original figure, appears like the mysterious monolith in the 2001 film, and inspires the girls with the quantum leap forward as they bash their baby dolls in favor of the feminist icon that represented the possibility that they could be more than just wives and mothers. It's a terrific homage and an outstanding way to introduce the character. It establishes her historical importance while allowing the rest of the film to deconstruct the doll and her various meanings while simultaneously paying her loving homage. From there, the film introduces Barbie Land, an idealized construct of everything Barbie is supposed to represent. Much humor is gotten out of the role reversal in this feminist utopia, a reverse mirror image of our own patriarchal society, where model perfect women hold all the power while the men vie for their attention. The film also obviously includes plenty of well-placed Easter eggs, including But Greta Gerwig uses this as an opportunity to comment on the long, twisted history of the doll, including such variations, interesting variations as pregnant Barbie, was Margie, I think, or Margie or Midge, I think was her name, and weird Barbie. The Barbie that's been played with a little too hard with her haircut and everything. Funny. Played by a very fantastic and very funny Kate McKinnon. Margot Robbie appropriately plays the most well-known version, stereotypical Barbie. And when the film plays very much like a reverse Wizard of Oz, with Margot Robbie's stereotypical Barbie suddenly feeling out of place in the female paradise of Barbie Land, and at the behest of weird Barbie making a journey to the real world to discover the reason for her troubling thoughts of depression and the physical changes to her body accompanying them. Ryan Gosling's hilarious Ken tags along, a hollow shell of a man who defines his entire existence by Barbie's attention to him. The harsh truths of the real world slam into Barbie's face like a ton of bricks, including a telling breakdown of the unrealistic body image promoted by the doll at the hands of a very savage teenage girl named Sasha, played by Ariana Greenblatt. This is actually, I found her to be actually quite integral to the plot of the film, her and her mother, because they kind of represent the extremes of how Barbie has been viewed over the years. Ken, meanwhile, finds paradise in our patriarchal society and decides to bring these revelations to Barbie Land. Barbie runs from the clutches of all-male Mattel executives, starring Will Ferrell as the CEO, with the help of Sasha's mother, Gloria, played by America Ferrera, who it turns out was the one behind Barbie's struggles with reality. At the same time, Ken changes Barbie Land into an exaggerated ultra-macho mirror of the real world. This serves as a humorous satire of our own flawed society while giving Barbie the opportunity for some character development. The thrilling finale ties it all together quite nicely. Ryan Gosling and his fellow Kens, including Simu Liu and John Cena, get a hilarious song and dance number inspired by Singing in the Rain that would make a Disney villain proud. Meanwhile, America Ferrera's Gloria delivers a rousing speech to inspire Margot Robbie's reality challenge Barbie by recounting the daily struggles of women and how the doll manages to inspire, how the doll inspires them to continue the fight anyway. It's one of the best moments of the film. It's arguably the best moment of the film. Barbie Land is saved while Margot Robbie's Barbie, unable to continue as the naive, stereotypical Barbie after everything she's seen, has a heart-to-heart with beloved Barbie creator Ruth Handler, lovingly played by the wonderful Rhea Perlman. Shout out to Cheers, by the way, one of the best sitcoms of all time. She decides to come to the real world, a fitting conclusion for a doll whose real-life counterpart has survived by adapting to reflect what has survived by finally adapting to reflect what real women look like. Barbie has meant so much to so many girls across the ages, making her the best-selling toy of all time for a reason. This movie could easily have been as empty as a Transformers film in its own way, and an early script offered to Amy Schumer apparently was. But thankfully, Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie got their hands on it and made it meaningful with smart humor, clever satire, and deep, well-explored themes. It's not perfect, as some of the humor doesn't land, but this is the movie Barbie and her legions of fans deserves. Kudos to Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie for making this not only a fun film, but a truly great one. And my score is a very enthusiastic 9 out of 10. I actually rated this one above Spider-Verse when I was ranking my top 10 for the year so far. Just barely above Spider-Verse, only because the opening act of Spider-Verse still is just a little weak to me. But I changed
the mic position. How does this sound?
You sound good, man.
It's fine. You sound fine.
You sounded good before.
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay, as long as I don't sound like completely muffled and like Darth Vader.
No, you sound.
No, you sound like Devin.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
My
exactly.
beautiful angelic voice.
But yeah, I think it's a very good movie. I mean, it's not like you said, it's not agenda driven because I mean, I think this was not a corporate film. This was Greta Gerwig's loving tribute to the character.
Like I said, I mean, it's comparing how Barbie was conceived back in the day, like in the late '50s, like and how it's conceived now. You know, it's comparing.
Here's the thing: like before going to the review and stuff, I was reading some of the backstory of like how she got the directing role and everything. They just gave her creative control after Little Woman came out. They're like, "This is the person we want to direct and write Barbie."
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And she did a really good. And she did
have to watch some of her other movies.
And she did a really good job with Little Women. Oh, speaking of which, do you want me to play Zach's review because he got a voice message?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm curious of what he has to say.
All right. Let me turn
I'm
it
gonna
up.
mute myself for this.
All right.
Look, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I had, like Mark with Dial of Destiny, I had pretty much negative expectations for Barbie. I mean, come on, it's Barbie. Need I say more? The trailers just looked weird, and the visual style just didn't do it for me right away. So I was dreading watching this. And I'll admit, after seeing it, it's not a badly made movie. It's not a bad movie. But at the same time, I still didn't like it, if that made sense. A lot of the humor and the satire was funny in a lot of spots, and the acting was fine. The visual style, I got into it after a little bit, but the plot was just, it was unoriginal. You know, if you've seen the Smurfs or any other films of the sort, it's the same thing where the titular brand character has to go into the real world because you got to have them human characters in it. And I'm just like, guys, if you're going to make movies like this about these brand-based characters, think outside the box with it for once. You did well with Sonic, I'll admit, because it was faithful to the games overall, but I digress. Y'all got to think outside the box more. And I thought it tried to explore too many ideas and have a little too much commentary in there, and by the end of it, it didn't feel like all the things they were exploring were paid off very well, if not at all. Not much to say about it, because while I didn't think it was a bad movie, it's still a movie that didn't do it for me overall. It's fine, I guess. It's not the terrible atrocity disaster that I was expecting going in. So, yeah. Overall, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Again, it's not a badly made movie. It just wasn't for me, if that makes sense.
I mean, he does have a point with a lot of like brand movies. There is a lot of going into the real world because, I mean, Rocky and Bullwinkle, the Smurfs, Tom and Jerry.
But it worked for this film.
Disney didn't make it.
It really worked.
I was gonna say it works a lot better than those.
Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean, this movie was actually good.
Yes,
I mean, to be fair, so was Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic was.
It made sense for this one. I don't think this film could have worked if you didn't take that route, because you had to explore the difference between what Barbie represents.
Right.
I mean, the idealized version of Barbie and the reality of that women face every day. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean. Oops, I'm sorry, but I mean,
I
I feel like Zach really want to like it, but because it's Barbie, he just didn't want to like it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with this movie, if you just set it in the Barbie world for the whole hour 40-minute runtime, I think it would have gotten stale.
It would have.
Yeah. Agreed. I mean, like I said, this could easily have been as empty as a Transformers film. You know, this could have been just like the female version of a Transformers film. I mean, just like So I mean, and it probably would have made decent money, But I mean, I think just by letting Greta Gerwig do her thing, I think they're probably going to wind up making a whole lot more. I mean, they could wind up making $1 billion off of this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Although I don't think that's going to be easily reproduced, because I don't think this is the type of film that calls for a sequel, and I doubt they would be interested in making one, because it's kind of a standalone thing. And besides,
where else could they take it? This story.
But I'm not even thinking so much about that, though. I mean, Rob, so much as like any of their other toy properties, I can't think of any of them that have as culturally relevant and important as Barbie. I mean, maybe Hot Wheels would be the closest, but even then, that would just come across as like another Fast.
Because the thing is that Barbie has
gotten tired.
Because the thing is that Barbie has been Barbie is like one of the most popular toys still to this day.
Mm-hmm.
It's been around since like the late 50s. My mom told me. My mom had told me about stories about how when she was like 5 or 6 maybe years old, she went to a friend's house and she played with Barbies back in the day.
Yeah. My older sister, who was born in 1958, she played with Barbies.
Yeah,
some of the first Barbies.
I mean, granted, my mom, I think she told me that she couldn't afford, her parents couldn't afford her own Barbie dolls, and she had like other dolls too, but she would always go to a friend's house and.
Well, I mean, my niece, her oldest daughter, she played with Barbies. Remember, she had a ton of them. My mother, her granny, she bought a ton of them for him. My daughter played with Barbies.
My girlfriend played. My girlfriend played with Barbies. My girlfriend played with Barbie dolls.
Yeah, you have
she's
generations who played with Barbies. It's been like the main toy for girls.
My youngest sister still does.
Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of grown women who collect them. I mean, they're like a collector's thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they have so many of them out there.
And
do they own
cool, actually.
And I know my girlfriend. I mean, she still has one of her Barbie dolls still in her room. So to this day,
nice.
Yeah.
I mean, do they own Thomas the Tank Engine?
Yeah, they do.
Mattel does. Yes.
Yeah, that's
and
Zach. And we know Zach is going to be all over that.
Please don't make a Thomas the Tank Engine movie. I'm begging.
Yeah,
hey, hold on, guys. Guys, try this one on for size. American Girl, the movie.
That might could work. I mean, geez, I don't know. If you do it like a historical, because I mean, Kaylee, my daughter, she used to be big into American Girl dolls. I mean, like for her birthday one year, we took her to the big American Girl doll store. I forget if it was in Raleigh. Yeah, and Kaylee was so into it. She knew more about the dolls than the sales associates. Like, she knew actual numbers of the dolls and everything that came up with them. Yeah, I mean, Hot Wheels was rumored to get a movie. I'm not sure what they're going to do with that.
I was going to say, just watch Gran Turismo. I was going to say Gran Turismo. There's your Hot Wheels movie.
That's Furious cars. What route are you going to go with that?
Exactly. I mean, maybe like a racing with like loop-to-loop tracks or something. I don't know.
I have no idea.
I know,
Rob, that's probably how they're going to do it with the loops and everything.
Yeah.
Someone's echoing. Hello. Is there anybody up there?
I mean, at best, it'll maybe be a fun action movie, but I mean, I think there's just too much stuff. I mean, we're just kind of, Fast and Furious has kind of had the market cornered, and even that's gotten kind of tired.
Ron, pull up John's comments about Hot Wheels.
What?
John's comment.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm with John. 10-year-olds chucking toy cars at people. That would actually be funny. I'd pay to see that. I would pay to see that. And look, I love Hot Wheels. When I was a kid, I had a ton of them.
Oh,
I
me
had a
too.
huge freaking case of
I
Hot
have-
Wheels and Matchbox cars, man.
Yeah. Same.
Now, if they created a Hot Wheels versus Matchbox, I'd be down for that. And I'd admit, I'd go see that that'd be a blast. Oh God!
Oh.
Shut up!
Shut up.
You're just jealous because we were right and you were wrong. Ha ha.
Mm-hmm.
It really is not sometimes because I mean the thing is with what you call like an agenda movie, that's not even the right term for it. It's really more like a lame corporate attempt to try to appeal to young people, and they see right through that shit. You know,
Look, when I think
they see right through that shit.
when I think of agenda movies, I think of like
Nerf would be
Black
fun.
Christmas 2019, Ghostbusters
Yeah.
2016, She-Hulk,
That would be fun.
and okay, let us not forget the king of the agenda movies, man.
I know, John. Shut up. What Tucker said. What Tuckerverse said. Nerf. I would be down for a Nerf movie. A Nerf movie might actually be fun. You might actually could have a lot of fun with that.
Oh yeah.
It wouldn't be very deep, but it could be a lot of fun.
Mark, I'm surprised you didn't join in on the bet.
Oh, absolutely.
What?
Man.
Man. Ken.
Yeah, somebody is echoing.
Ken.
I'm hearing it on.
Ken. Wait.
Man,
Yes,
Not me.
not me. Mine's canceled.
it's not me. It's not me.
It's not me.
Not me. I tested it out earlier.
Is it me? Is it me?
It's not me because I have echo cancellation off.
Yeah, everybody, check to see if you have echo cancellation.
I have it off.
Okay. I have it. I've got
Yeah, mine's
cancellation off.
Mine's on.
That's
Oh
right.
God, Play-Doh.
How would a Play-Doh movie work? Oh no, I know how it would work. Gumby. There you go.
Are you gonna get Aardman to do the movie?
I was thinking of Blob.
Play-Doh,
like a horror movie
like the
Blob.
Lego movie, except with Play-Doh. Play-Doh.
I think I was gonna say the closest thing I could think of to Play-Doh movie is Gumby. That's like the only thing I can think of because you know how they always have like the claymation kind of thing.
But I mean, Gumby's
Revive Gumby, damn it!
I'm Gumby, damn it. I'm Gumby, damn it.
Hashtag revive Gumby.
Oh yeah, I think one of the I mean there's so many funny moments in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
but I loved the plan they formed to trick all the Kens.
Oh
God, yeah.
Oh yes,
Actually a damn good plan.
that
It
was
really
hilarious.
was. It really was. I mean, they have a point too. You know, I mean, it's very easy. It's very easy to make them jealous.
This is something I probably forgot to mention in my review. I mean, I'll say that I'm so glad that they actually used real models, real sets to build instead of using like a green screen CGI.
100%.
Marvel.
I'll be honest with you. I can
Disney?
honestly I could see this getting at least an Oscar nomination for production design and costume. I don't know if anybody else sees that or if it's just me.
I agree.
I can
it
see
deserve
it.
some kind of a nomination.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We'll have to see what the rest of the year gives us, but I can honestly see getting a nomination for costume and production.
There is not a single set in this movie that does not look great.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the thing is, they often give that to. I mean, there's always somebody nominated for historical epic. You know, some kind of historical film that gets nominated for that, and they often win. But yeah, I could definitely see this taking it because I mean, it's very beautiful. It's very well designed. The set design is absolutely gorgeous. On this
Oh, it is.
Yeah, especially Barbie Land.
It does.
Barbie greenhouse and everything. Oh my God!
And it seems like as soon as you enter, you just felt like you were just walking in Barbie's dream house.
And the way, you know, I mean, they had the way all their feet raised. I wonder how did they do that? Did they have them walking on They had to maybe walking on like glass platform shoes or just stick it out in post or what. I mean, that was
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah, I mean the way like she would come down for the Barbie dream house as if you were like looked like the way she looked like if you were picking up the doll,
and just floating it downward.
Exactly. Yeah, that was really funny. Yeah, it was really great. I mean,
another
Margot
joke
Robbie's,
I liked was the
Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was gonna say the other joke I liked was the one when Barbie went up to the construction workers and they're hitting on her. And she's like,
yeah.
I don't have a vagina, and walks
By
away.
the way,
And they're all like, I laughed really hard on that.
They're like,
that was
I don't
funny.
care.
Like, it's like,
You don't care.
by the way, I don't have a vagina. Ken doesn't have a penis. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's hilarious.
Hey,
That was really good.
it reminded me. I don't know if I should say on the stream, but I mean, it reminded me of a joke I saw on Twitter one time, or Twitter or Facebook one time, where somebody was saying that somebody posted an article about some guy who married a girl, even though she she was born without a vagina, and somebody posted in the comments, "Is there something wrong with her ass?" I'm telling you, that's what those guys were thinking. Like, so I mean, it was very funny though. I mean, I love it. I mean, that was a great joke. There were a lot of really great moments too. Like, I love when she's sitting on the bench, looking around, and she looks at the old lady and says, "You are so beautiful." And she says, the old lady just says, "I know it," because that's something an old lady would say, And but I really loved seeing Rhea Perlman in this because I always loved her. I loved her from Cheers. So.
I know Rhea Pearl from. I don't know if anybody else has seen this movie, but the original, the '90s Matilda movie. She was the mother.
Yes, Rhea Perlman. She's married to Danny DeVito in real life.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Really?
Ever.
Yeah,
they've been married for a long time.
Yeah. That's the only thing. That's because I didn't watch Cheers growing up. So the only thing I mainly know her from was the '90s Matilda movie as the mother.
Oh, wait, can you pull up Jason's his last comment? I want to know. I want to see Mark's reaction to this comment.
Hold up.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I doubt it, because that's what I was saying, though. Because here's my thing. They're not easily going to be able to replicate this, because I doubt Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie are going to be interested in making a sequel. I mean, maybe they can come up with an idea for one. Like Rob said, where do you take it from?
I'm never going to financially recover from this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I doubt it. But I doubt it saves WB. I mean, because like we said, none of the other toy properties are probably going to make anywhere near this much.
Yeah.
So I think this is more like a one-off. So,
Yeah,
it might be like a
this will only
reprieve.
work. This will only work as a one-off movie. But just watch. Just because this movie was a success, other studios are gonna try and capitalize off of it.
Yeah,
Because this and the Lego movie, they're both Warner Brothers movies. They were both successes. Actually, this movie reminded me of the Lego movie with its humor.
Mm-hmm. Very
Somebody's
much so,
echoing
yeah.
again.
Kind of tongue in cheek.
Mark, you froze.
I know. No shit. God damn it. Hold on. I'm gonna hold on.
Okay.
I'm still frozen.
Yes, you are. Bomb after.
Mhm.
Need a bat.
Bomb after bomb.
Bomb after bomb, because it seems like pretty much. I can honestly see this pretty much being like right up there with. I mean, it already seems like this is going to be. Yeah, this is already going to be like in the
That's
top.
not wrong on this one.
It's already going to be in the top 5, if not top 3, like highest grossing movies of 2023.
Nope.
I can see this. So.
It's already
Oh,
so
yeah,
far. It's
absolutely.
already like number 1.
Yeah.
It's close to $400 million. It's only been out for like 4 or 5 days.
Because Oppenheimer is now at 209.2
He's gonna be right back. He has to
million.
fix something on his connection.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
And Barbie is already at 382.4 million.
Yeah.
And the movie's not even, and it's not even a week old.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Nope.
I know I know that it was like when me and my girlfriend, we went to the theater, it was like super packed, and it's like I turned to her and said, I have not seen so much pink in one night. Because like that's literally what I was all seeing was just pink. And I even know when we were waiting in line for the concession stand, for some reason, AMC, they had this popcorn bucket that was like a pink Corvette, and it came with a doll, which was like $65 plus tax. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Did Regal have that? Did Regal have that at your theater?
Not a pink Corvette. I think they had buckets for, I think it was for Oppenheimer. And well, this is this was at certain Regals. They actually had pink popcorn.
Really?
Nice.
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
I didn't have it in mind.
I know I saw at the AMC when I went to see Oppenheimer, I saw that they had the for $64.99 the freaking Barbie with the car.
And the thing is that I was like, if I wasn't trying to save up for money for a convention that I'm going to this coming up weekend, I probably would have got that for my girlfriend if she wanted it. So
I would have got that for Kaylee, but Kaylee actually did not like the movie because she felt it was too much Ken, not enough Barbie.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know. I would disagree on that one.
Who felt the same way about it?
Yeah, I kind of liked it like it is because I think it made sense. I like the fact that they both like. It's like Ken defines himself solely. Like he doesn't have an identity of his own. He just defines him solely at the beginning by whether or not Barbie gives him attention. Then he finds something in patriarchy, but it turns out to be toxic. So I mean, he winds up at the end saying, "We aren't enough." That's right.
We are enough.
We are enough.
No.
So yeah,
we are enough.
Exactly. So I mean, it was a nice little arc for him too.
No.
So I mean, but I did like the joke in there that Will Ferrell made. Oh, we really don't care about Ken at all.
Oh yeah, no.
But God damn it! What about my boy Alan?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
he was great.
Michael Cera, he was hilarious as Alan.
Michael Cera.
He had a great scene with Ken passes. Yeah.
I love that. He spent all that time kicking all their asses, and they decide to go back anyway. He's like, "What the hell?"
Now, if there is an Alan, does this mean there's also, I don't know, a Daryl or a Dave or a Steve?
Alan was Ken's pal, as I remember correctly. Right. Yeah.
Back in like the 60s or something.
Yeah, magic earring Ken. And you had some of them like real dolls, like Sugar Daddy Ken. They actually had a sugar daddy Ken. God damn, Mattel.
Also, Alan is getting a
I
lot of
love-
love on eBay. His price went way up.
Yeah, I mean, I love what Helen Mirren
really?
said. When she used Midge, the pregnant Barbie. She's like, there was a pregnant Barbie named Midge, but it was really weird. It was a little weird having a pregnant doll.
Did they really have? Did they really have that kind of doll?
Yes, yes,
Yep.
yes.
It was real.
All that shit was real. Yeah. Like somebody even mentioned in one review I read, somebody mentioned, I wonder what it'd been really funny if they'd had growing up Skipper. You know, the one where you like her breast actually grew. Yeah. I shit you not.
And and like we were saying earlier, the 2001: A Space Odyssey opening, that was just genius.
That was hilarious. That was really funny.
Can we talk about how much film influence there was in this movie?
Absolutely.
Oh
There
my God.
was.
Yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. 2001: A Space Odyssey, Wizard of Oz, Singing in the Rain, a bunch of other shit. Honestly, what I was going to say earlier is this kind of reminded me, honestly, a little bit of Wonder Woman in the sense that, you know, you had Barbie coming from an idealized world to the real world, you know, thinking it's supposed to be one way when she finds out it's another and having kind of a crisis of faith, so to speak, you know, over the fact that, you know, it's not perfect like she thought they were supposed to be, you know, that is not where she thought it was. So both of them feminist icons. Patty Jenkins, what?
She was asked to direct Barbie after Wonder Woman.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, she might have done a good job too. I mean, I don't know. Then again, after Woman 84,
I was going to say, after Wonder Woman 84, I probably would have my doubts.
I mean, then again, she directed Monster. I mean, she directed Monster, directed Wonder Woman, and she did a fantastic job with both of those. I'm just not sure. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe Wonder Woman 84 was just a hiccup. I don't know. I still put part of the blame on, at least part of the blame on the fact that Jeff Johns co-wrote it with her. And because it seemed like something insane that you would see in a comic book, not necessarily in a bad one, because it might work in a comic book, but I mean, you can't do that in a movie, you know. It's but I mean, then again, at the same time, she obviously thought they were good ideas, so that was a little worrisome. So, I don't know. It definitely killed my excitement.
This is a movie where the more I think about it, the more I like it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Same here.
One of my, and easily one of the. And this part, like, I had to sing along to the song when they were playing the guitars and they were singing the "I wanna push you around." Well, I will. Well, I will.
Ironic because it's about a man in an abusive relationship.
Although they didn't play Barbie Girl during the movie, which would have been funny.
Honestly, I don't mind they didn't play the song. What about a little predictable? Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's a Barbie movie.
Yeah, Barbie driving away from Barbie Land. She's singing this song. All of a sudden, Ken comes up. Closer I am to find.
Did you bring your rollerblades? I never leave without
I
them.
never go anywhere without them.
I'm gonna run up front. No, you won't.
I'm gonna beat you off.
Nobody is going to beat anyone off.
I'll beat y'all both of you at the same time.
I'm not good at anything besides. Beach.
And then in the real world, he tried to get he tried to get a job as a lifeguard. Like I'm not going in the ocean. I'm going to save people right here. But there's no danger.
Is he thought patriarchy was about men and horses?
It
reminded me of Beavis and Butthead when they found out about male privilege. Excuse me, I have
Great.
we have male privilege. Oh God. Yeah, agreed. I think you're right. You're right, John, because that probably would have been a legal nightmare. Yeah. That would have been very complicated rights issues too. I think that band is actually, aren't they Swiss? Not Swiss, but Swedish.
I think they are.
Yeah.
But they did play Nicki Minaj's
Aqua,
Barbie song
right?
or whatever it was they
Aqua,
asked
yeah.
her to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate Nicki Minaj.
But it
Oh.
they had this is a good movie though. Very good movie.
Yeah.
And
I looked it up.
would have rated it. Like you said, I probably would have rated it coming out of the theater like an 8 or maybe 8.5. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, you know what, this really explores some really deep stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, the more I thought about it, it's like, no, I had to give it the 4.5. 4.5 stars out of 5. So I would have given it
So
a 9.
I just looked it up. So Aqua is Danish and Norwegian.
Danish and Norwegian. Yeah, I knew they were Scandinavian. Yeah.
But yeah, movie's good. Go check it out.
Go see it.
Do the
Very good.
Barbenheimer, and also
Yeah.
Tom Cruise also needs some love because
BarbenHeimer, yep.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, like I felt like that was gonna be the one, and then Oppenheimer and Barbie just came along like
BarbenHeimer.
Well, I mean, yeah. So I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean,
I mean,
either
that
way,
movie,
it's all 3 of them are really great. Been really great.
Oh
for
yeah,
some
all
reason.
of them. All of them. I think. Yeah.
Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning finished in 4th place this weekend.
Ooh.
you know what's
what was
weird?
third place?
Sound of Freedom.
Freedom movie.
Oh.
Sound of Freedom.
I'm not
Sound of
surprised.
Freedom.
I mean, because the churches are coming out. Because I mean, look, the thing is, the churches are getting out to see them because they've marketed that a lot. The churches, they did the same thing, they had the same marketing strategy for Passion of the Christ, and that's why that movie made. So,
I mean, Sound
of
of Freedom.
the Mission Impossible series has never made like a whole bunch of money at the box office, though.
No, not really.
I mean, they've all been solid, but I mean, it's not like they were like making $1 billion off of those. I mean, so
because I mean, like Sound of Freedom, like Sound of Freedom. I thought it was well done, but honestly, it doesn't really. It hasn't really been like sticking in my head. Like I keep forgetting I have to write a review for it on my Letterboxd. And it's because I mean the story is very powerful.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard. I mean, I've read a lot about it because I was interested. Because I mean, obviously there was a big controversy over it, but I mean, from what I understand, even though there's some kind of sketchy people behind it, and the main guy it's based on is really kind of exaggerates what he does, that the movie itself seems perfectly harmless. It's kind of like your typical Hollywood go get them type of thing, so I mean, and that it is about a serious issue, I mean, so even if it isn't portrayed in a particularly realistic way, but I mean, so as far as how like the trauma those kids really have to go through, and as far, because I mean it's a far more complicated issue than just going after the bad guys, so I mean, so but either way, I mean, it seems the film is perfectly harmless. Personally, I think I'm just going to wait to see it until it comes to video.
But any final thoughts on Barbie?
Yeah, do we have any other thoughts on Barbie?
Go see it.
Yeah, go check it out.
I mean, BarbenHeimer is fantastic. I mean, if you'd have told me that this would have 2 of my favorite films of the year in one weekend, I would have said you were crazy. I mean, I would have never expected this before. But I mean, shoot, Barbie turned out to be really something.
Oh yeah,
so,
better than what any of us thought it would be.
Oh yeah.
Go
Yeah.
go watch the
So-
fuck out of Barbenheimer in
Yeah.
theaters.
Yeah, exactly. Really
Yeah.
happy for theaters because they're going to be really
Yeah.
struggling in a few months when the effects of the strikes hit. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. Are we?
Yep.
All right.
Are we ready to announce the next? Oh, sorry, go on.
No, I was gonna say the same thing you're gonna say.
Okay. All right. Do you want me to say it, or do you want to say it, or?
Yeah, you can. You can say it, Robs.
Okay. Stay tuned on the shit. What was it? When was it again?
August.
Oh, okay. So stay tuned on the 5th of August.
Yes.
Or well, stay tuned for. I don't know about that because I mean it all depends on what Jay says. But stay tuned for our next review. Make sure to practice your ninjutsu. Grab a slice of pizza because we'll be heading into the sewers for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem,
Exactly.
and that will be hosted by Jay
Cowabunga, motherfucker.
Cowabunga.
Ninja, go ninja, go ninja, go.
I was
ninja.
gonna say a toy franchise that Brom and I are really familiar with.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can't wait for it.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Y'all have a good one. Have a good week.
You too.
Good.
All
See
right,
everybody.
take it easy. Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.